Hey everyone. So this is Ruiz Cao. My first name is Ruiz and my last name is CAO. So I am one of the group numbers in the car group number one. The final project we are doing here is for the card game. It's the game called Blackjack. So I guess you guys are very familiar with that. And so let's go ahead and start it. As you can see, each of numbers in our group wrote the parts of the project and codes. For me, this is the parts what I wrote and all these extra small functions that help the whole game run. So we just show the game first. So if you go ahead and click run here, you can see all the all the options here. You can change here like the bankroll, the bet unit. You can change here, and if you go ahead and hit the begin here, it will link you to the whole game page. And if you go ahead and hit the deal here, it will start the game. So here, this is the player deck, and this is the dealer deck, and you have some button here. So if you go hit, it will just give you like idea. It will just give you a card. Oh, it just lost for this scan, but as you know, like all these functions works. And so let's just go straight to the code. And as you can see here, what I have done first, I will just first I just clear and reset all these numbers so that it can run later. And I also assigned the array constructions to different like the elements of the project. Okay, so the next part what I have done is for the part it's called the here the link hilo count. So it's a very small functions. What I wrote here is just a strategy to help players decide whether they should hit or stand. So if you go ahead and just hit the run here, and here you can see all this hilo count. So it just like give you an idea like whether you should hit or stand when you get like your like one specific cards. And also another part is called the suggestions part. So I also wrote these functions just that so these suggestions here like if you get cards, it just suggests you to do which actions here, just totally determined by the systems, and just to teach you how to react. So by the research, it shows that players should stand like at the 17 or 18. As you can see, like we reached 17 here, so the project just tell us to kind of stand for that. Yep. So I have all these if statement, if else statement situations here to help me just to complete these suggest functions. And another parts I've done is called the color parts. So the color parts it's just help me determine the set the colors, the different like the background color, the green. So just a very simple function. And also for the created board which I wrote like use the most of time, just kind of set the whole operational system here. So if you can see here, I set the card group 1 as creator and the date here, and you can see how it shows here. And also like all these different buttons like the dealer text, the quit button, the stand button, or something like that, the hit, stand, double. So yep, so it just like a whole system to tell like whether should whether it should just how it runs. And also for the play autoplay button, if you just hit the autoplay, it will just like play automatic for you, so you just play the game based on the suggestions. Yep. And the last part of the main functions I wrote is the main driven function, so it's quite important, but it's also like a very small functions just to use to trigger and connect each important function with others. And as you can see, I also wrote this different parts of different parts of functions here, like how the statement like to determine like when the hand is less than 21, how it will print, and just how it shows in how it will shows in the game. Yep. And I also set all these buttons, and how like what I did here in create board, I just set the buttons and set those like elements used for the app design and how they would actually run. Yep, I think that's the most I have done. I also finished the proposal, so I wrote the proposal here. And yep, I finished my part. Let's go ahead and go to the another person, please.
Hi, I'm Yongzhou Yuan. Today I'm going to talk about our group project and which part I'm in charge with. So here's our main code. And we start our game here. So first I will initialize the variables with every hand, like the card total, the hand card, also initialize the card coordinates. Then we will wait for the player to input the starting money, and they type in the initial money they want, or we will sign with 5,000. Then we need to determine player's wager. They can input any number that less than the bankroll. And we define the actions of each hand here. Well, after the players get their initial 2 cards, I will check player's hand for ace, and also for the blackjack, and also check the ace and blackjack for the dealer. And here comes the player's turn. We have to wait for the player to choose hit, stand, double, or split. And if the player choose to hit or double, I have to update that, update the count. And if the player stand or has already buzzed or already got 21, the player's turn is in, and I will record that for the later use. And if the player has split, we have to record the both hand, and also I have to check for the ace and update the player total outputs for every actions. And after they got the new cards, I also have to look for ace and also check for the bust. And all of these are done, so we come to the dealer's turn. And so if the dealer's hand card is less than 17, the dealer will get 1 new card automatically, and then I will just check for the dealer bust. And all that's done, so we get the players and dealers hand card. So we have to determine who wins, and I use this BJ determine winner functions to determine who's the winner, and I will introduce this later. So I have to change the bankroll based on the result from the determine winner, and also update the result text. And here's the result text for the player that choose to split. So here's the determine winner function. And it will return the 0 for push, 1 for player wins, and 2 for dealer wins. And this init values function is used to initiate the values used to make the bet. And that's it. Thank you.
I'm Peter, and in our team, my job is to make sure to to deal each card to the player and the computer and put all the cards in the have a box to collect every card. And first I will talk about the card flow. This program is to make sure each card there looks like is what we want. And then the shuffle card program is to randomly pick up. You'll see we randomly make 52 numbers in this program and to use that number to get which card it is, like what their case is and what number on it. And then, well, I'll talk about the deal card and the dealer's hit. This tool program is to calculate on their players how much points they got if they win or they lose the program and will lose the game. And when we pick up a card from the whole 52 card, and that card will be delayed. So it's like you cannot get that card in the next after you get another card. And the player heat also is a program to help us to calculate the all point you got and see it if you got more than 21 point or less than the point get by the computer.